again, everyone, and I'm back with another video. And can I just start by saying that I think this is the first time I've really stayed true to my words. I remember last time when I uploaded my previous video that I was going to be more consistent and more frequent with my uploads. And so for the past 3 weeks, I think I've now been regularly uploading weekly videos. So far I'm on track, right? So I've been uploading weekly videos for the past 3 weeks. This is my third one in a row, and I hope that I stay consistent, right? So this time around, I wanted to touch on something that sort of kind of resonates with me very personally, especially being somewhat at the end of my weight loss, my fitness transformation journey. And at the moment, it's really trending on social media mostly, and it's got to do with Adele's new weight loss news, right? So let me just preface this video with saying that this is not going to be one of those videos where I'm going to comment or criticize on the whole weight loss thing, no, but it's more about the reaction that I see from people and her followers especially on social media, and the kind of shock, right? Although I wouldn't say it's really that surprising given the climate that we're in right now, the political climate that we're in, but still some of the reaction that I see online, especially on the social media platforms, are just so upsetting, really. I mean, in short, I would say some people just can't be happy, for themselves or for other people. In general, they're just really sad people. And that is just so upsetting, especially in times like, a pandemic like this, where we're all sort of stuck in our houses and being isolated, right? The last thing we need is anything to kind of, add to that negativity. We should be looking for things to look forward to be positive about. And definitely being healthier and just looking healthier, like how Adele has managed to achieve, should be something that is, celebrated by everyone. So yeah, I hope you get the gist of this video. So first thing, why this has struck me personally. Obviously, this resonates with me because I have been on a similar journey. All right, it's not anything, of an overnight achievement at all. It has been a long journey for me. Okay, I'm talking about myself. And from what I know from Adele's journey, her weight loss transformation, is that I think it's pretty similar. I don't follow her on social media or on Instagram. I think is where she normally posts her stuff. But I know that she's not an avid user of Instagram, so she doesn't really post that often and frequently. And when she does, it's going to be, whatever people are going to see, okay, of her is going to be different from the last time they saw anything of her. So I think from what I've been looking at on her Instagram page, she kind of posts every 6 months or so, 5 months or so, or something like that. So obviously, if her journey, her progress has been a long one, if she updates the rest of the world, if she shows the rest of the world, what she looks like, as opposed to 6 months ago, the difference is going to be huge, obviously, right? So perhaps that's probably what is missing from the perspective of many people, and especially a certain group of people. Now, I really want to make, I really want to avoid being negative and trying to negatively criticize, people or the reaction that people give on anything really, and in particular about health and, weight issues. But there seems to be this, I just mentioned the political climate that we're in, right? There seems to be this persistent push, okay, politically, from a certain group of people to take away, this the appeal of anything that is remotely, considered a success when it comes to being healthy. And this is the kind of group that would say healthy at any weight. You can be healthy at any weight. You can be healthy at 300 pounds or 200 kilograms. You can be healthy at 600 pounds or 400 kilograms, which is absurd. So it makes a whole lot of sense why this particular group of people are also the same people who are reacting adversely to what Adele has shared. Okay? Now again, I did mention that, I think I made it very clear that she is not someone who regularly posts on social media. So I think what people are really missing from this is that her journey has been long, right? So apparently she's been losing weight and she's been, at a healthy sort of weight for a while now, at least for about a year. But because people hurriedly rush onto the whole bandwagon of criticizing and trying to immediately give their opinions on something that they don't really know much about. All they can say is, this is something that they just take off on the stark differences and assume the worst, right? So they'll assume that, I've seen comments coming from the people that I've just described, this group of people, where immediately they conclude from just that one picture that she shared, which apparently is from her recent birthday, that she has an eating disorder. How can you see one picture of a person and immediately assume, knowing that she has not been regularly posting pictures of herself for the past year or so, and immediately assume that she has an eating disorder and that explains why she's lost weight? That is just absurd. I mean, if anything, that's even more dangerous than the whole absurdity of their political stance and their ideology. And I think you know what I'm talking about here. These are the body positivity people, right? Simply put, these are people who are those fat acceptance people, yeah? And anyone who tries to even say congratulations to someone who's lost weight will be shunned and completely, cancelled by this particular group. This whole cancel culture, this group is, the big, culprit behind this. So the kind of response that I've been seeing, negative ones, is coming from these particular people. And one that really struck me was, as I was going through my Twitter feed, which I'm quite active on, I kept seeing these Adele stories. And one that really struck out was this, I think, opinion piece published by The Telegraph, the UK's Telegraph. And I can't read the whole article because you have to pay and you have to subscribe. But just from the headline, I felt personally affronted as if Adele had done something deliberately to hurt me, writes Rebecca C.N. Reed. Now, I mean, obviously, you shouldn't be just judging and commenting based on the headline, but I know what to expect from this written piece, because then I scroll down, I'm just looking at my computer here, I scroll down and I see other people reacting and giving comments that I expected them to have given based on them having read the article. All right. Apparently, the person who wrote the article is offended by the mere fact that Adele chose to share a photograph of her looking absolutely amazing, and immediately just criticize her for what? Offending her, making her feel insecure. It's just absurd. It is absolutely absurd. Let me just say this out really, really clear. If someone who has been on a journey to better themselves, to improve the quality of their lives, makes you feel offended, insecure, and you get upset about it, and that it somehow made you have to write all of this stuff, I think you need to seriously reevaluate your life situation. Because, it doesn't matter whether your, body positivity movement, advocate, or you're a fat acceptance advocate, whatever it is. I don't care whether you are underweight, overweight, obese, whether you're 150 pounds or 350 pounds or 400 pounds. If you can't at least find some, a little bit in you to acknowledge that anything that has to do with bettering someone's life, improving your life, whether that be in terms of your fitness, of your health, which means that you would look you would look lean and look like you've lost weight, there is something seriously wrong with you. I think that if you are one of these people who feel so offended and affronted, as this person puts it, this Rebecca C.N. Reed puts it, you need some serious reevaluation. Seriously. I mean, it's like, how different is this than someone who has just beaten cancer, who has just gotten better and has gotten, has been cancer free, gone through all of the chemo sessions, done all the treatments to come out this healthier person and say, hey, I've won the battle against cancer, and then immediately have someone tell them, this offends me. How is this different from that? Okay? We don't know. I don't care whether or not it was a long journey or a short journey. We don't know what she's been through. The worst thing that anyone can do is really make those kind of assumptions and immediately throw it at her for the world to see. So I don't get this at all, really. I really just don't understand this at all. And it is so sad and upsetting that I especially, I'm in this time, in this sort of culture where people are reacting adversely to something that should be celebrated. It's good. It's a healthy thing to do. You can't get any better than this if you want to improve the quality of your life, really. So why do people have to just project their negativities if they have insecurities about their weight? This is certainly one way to project that. And it takes away so much, from the achievements by someone like Adele, who, I must say, even before any of this, weight loss and transformation that she's been through, has already established herself as a wonderful singing talent. I mean, regardless of how she looks like, regardless of her weight, she is known for her beautiful voice and her musical talent, right? And her songs are just wonderful. She's won 5 Grammys maybe more than that, right? So that alone should just be the trumping factor to everything else. Whether or not she is at back then she was at a bigger size, her talent was what we knew her for. And then now, at this very, healthy size that she's been at for a while now, it should add to the fact that she's such a talented and wonderful person, not take away anything from that, like what some people are saying. So please, if you find that you feel you might, if you find you're one of those people who are offended by this, you need some thinking to do. You need some serious reevaluation in your own situation and in your lives. Try and see try and consider maybe that you might be projecting your own insecurities on someone like Adele, right? This healthy at any size is complete garbage. do not fall into that. Just do not. I don't care whether I'm offending anyone by saying this, but I would rather offend you than promote this unhealthy way of thinking that will ultimately, and in many cases, lead to your physical demise. Like, you will physically feel sick. I used to be at that point in my life. I was obese. I was 116 kilograms. That's about 240 pounds. I'm 5'6". And no one at that size should be that heavy. No one. Right now, having lost 80 pounds from that initial weight, it has given me a world of difference. So I don't get how anyone can't be happy for that, for me, you know. So again, this has definitely struck a really big chord for me, and it just hits right home. I mean, it just really right there. So that's why I thought I'd share this, and especially that this, because this is very recent, I thought I'd, you know, stay with the news, and hopefully that you can find this relevant and can relate to this as much as I do. All right, so see you again in another video, hopefully coming next week. See you guys.